Up, everybody? Logan coming at you guys with another video today, and we're going to go over the most recent trades that I've done since the last video, how I saw the setups, what I was looking for, and how they all ended up working out pretty effortlessly, which is nice because not very often do even my trades, feel the way this feels, right? When you have a really solid run of winners. Just playing off the volatility, right? We're playing off the expected move, everything I go over in all of these videos. So if you guys want to learn how I do that, we're going to go over that today. So overall, today's expected move is 42 points, and we basically did nothing, right? If we hop over to SPX real quick, 6 points on the day, right? We had that gap up in the morning. I was looking at shorting it, but I didn't follow through with it just because 4,000 can actually springboard us to about 40-20, 40-30, and the VIX is so low, I just didn't want to get in front of that if that was what was going to happen. I actually headed down towards the gap fill today, and if we look at the VIX is down at 20, so the bulls are looking for the break of 20 to get underneath, right? The bears are looking for this to be the springboard. So this is a pretty decent spot right now for anybody if you're looking at shifting your positions around, because we're at this big 20 mark. Been really consistent, right? The last 6 months for bouncing most of the time because we're still in that bear market. A couple things we're going to go over in this video are the trades, and I actually didn't get filled on this call credit spread to swing, but we are swinging this SPX PCS into tomorrow. And overall, a lot of these trades have been nice. Like we had this nice condor that worked out on the 24th for us. We pulled about 10% on. If you guys would like to come trade with us, the link is below in the description. It's the Launch Pass link. And some of the days, we haven't had a great setup, but we got a nice one on the 20th for the 21st. That worked out really well. So we've been rocking a few trades since the last time I made a video, but a lot of what's really nice too, right? Had that trade work out for us back on March 20th. But basically, I'm just going to this expected move, and we were using it. We usually update this at the end of the day every day. And one thing that I was taking a look at was overall, like the market where we're at right now, we've had this crazy bull push, right? But overall, the bulls are still pushing, right? Our levels are 4,000 right now, 40, 30. And you're asking me, where do I get these numbers from when it comes to checking our level? And you guys can see that on our 0DT checklist. Basically, if we look at the last few days, 4,014, we right around this area, right? And that was the FOMC day. 4,030 was like that top of the range, and we pretty much hit it for the last week. And even if we look into the last month, right, like Tuesday sold off, and we were always right around that range. A lot of the old days back here, right, we're around that 40-50. So that's our next level from here. But if not, 39.50 is our next leg of support. If that breaks, I would expect us to fall back towards 39.30 a little bit. That's why I end up taking that trade. I take a lot of these trades in the afternoon, and the reason I do that is so you can avoid a lot of the intraday volatility. It's pretty much what we did today, right? We just avoided the intraday volatility. That was our whole goal. This from Friday into today. Let that expire because we were so far away. And I'm hoping we get the other one, but like I said, I couldn't get that CCS to fill to help hedge us to the downside a little bit too. So hopefully we can gap up again. I can throw that on in the morning, but that's what I'm going to be looking for. I also threw a new tab up on the Discord that goes over what our current trades are, and we've had this roll on for a little bit too. Also, I wanted to thank you guys for all the support as always. 12,165 subs. Can't appreciate it enough. Seriously, it means the world. If you guys have yet to subscribe and you're new here, click the link down below. I'd really appreciate it. And leave a like on this video. So if we hop over to the 0DT checklist, right, I showed you guys the expected move math, how I do that. I look for a lot of the strikes that can get you a really nice edge, right? Like if you have something that is out of the money 91% of the time and you're getting paid like 12 to 15% on it, that's a really solid 6% edge, right? Like that is good enough. So gap up or gap down, SPX had that pretty decent gap up today, but it really did not mean too much because the VIX is so low as far as taking like an actual intraday trade. But at the end of the day, we did scoop that PCS right around this zone, this 39.80 spot. Whereas the VIX, we went over the VIX today. Did we exceed the expected move on Friday? We actually did, but we did not exceed the expected move today, which was nice. Where are our levels? And like I said, I just went over those, right? We have the 39.50 as our bottom side level. We have 4,000, which is going to be the big magnet of the week, is what I assume is going to happen. We have our position sizing. I take a lot of these trades with like 5 to 6% of the portfolio just because, and that's with the rest of it sitting in cash. If you do investing, you have to be very careful because I've seen people get absolutely destroyed by investing into stocks that were 300 bucks that are now 80. So you have to be very careful when you're like making an actual investment. I think a lot of people will make bad investments, say like, oh, I'm long term. And like maybe you are, but you also just have to be mindful of like where your money's going and what it's doing. Trade timing. So like I said, I take a lot of these at the afternoon. It's also nice because this allows like for any crazy news that would hop up right out of nowhere, this gives you the ability to be more transparent with it, and like by not having a trade on all day, you reduce the risk of like, I don't know, something political happening or something happening that would just shell shock the market and you're not in a trade. And it's really good for the mental, especially when the volatility kicks up and you're like, oh man, I'm going to put credit spread. Like we just got bad news about the banks. Boom, down 90 points. And I choose these strikes based off the suspected move chart, like I said. And for our trade over this past weekend too, we had gotten, we had 100 points of runway by the time the market closed. So overall, we were fairly safe when it came to anything crazy happening. I mean, we were down to where we would have needed, we had a 5% shot of getting tested on those odds out of the money. So overall, really solid trade there. And yeah, risk management expectations. Setting your expectations, and I talk about risk management in a lot of the other videos too, is like, I think the best way in a bear market to manage your risk and set your expectations is just proper sizing. I know I sound like a broken record saying that, but it's like, if you're able to size properly when it comes to taking these trades, you have to be very careful because I think anything that's like odds based is there's always that chance that it doesn't work out. So if you're sized properly and the trade goes in your favor 10 times, you go, man, I should have put more money towards it. But you have to be more cautious of that mindset because that's the same issue where like your 11th trade could be your biggest loss of all time. And what if you threw more money at it, right? Like it's so hard to not want to do that and to be more systematic like a computer. So that's how my brain's been lately. But I do appreciate you guys getting all the way through with this video. If you guys have yet to leave a like, do that now. But overall, I've been doing good. I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are too. We're just taking the trades as they come. That is the whole game plan. And just knowing your levels. I like TA. I like technical analysis. And I do a lot of charting on TOS, but I really think like knowing your levels in this market's so crucial because there's so much craziness going on around like behind the scenes, right? With all this movement with the VIX and especially this month, right? That it's like it's so easy to get trapped bearish or bullish in the short term. So you just have to be very smart and keep your head on. But that's going to be everything for me in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great evening.